Well, hello everybody and welcome back as we keep going on with this fight. This is my Let's Play of Tyranny, episode 131. I'm IVATOPIA. We just slowed everything down. Let's hope that sorts this out. Come on people, we can win this. There we go. No more master dust.
On it.
Slow down inside here, of course. Finish him. There we go. The amount of people falling to us is ridiculous now. None of these people were there when my sisters died. Sylvie's is wearing a grimace. Check those bodies with me. Maybe there's something here that will help. This break is now unlocked on the world map. Huh. You search remains, shifting his dead weight and ignoring the drip of gore to reach his belongings. Your hand comes away wet, clutching a roll of parchment and tightly wrapped bundle. What have we got here? Verse appears at the wet bundle you pluck from the corpse. How much further is this going to go, Verse? When will you have spilled enough blood? Read the note. See for yourself. She locks eyes with you, snatches the parchment and looks it over with a shake of her head and thrusts the scroll back towards you. You gonna read it or leave me guessing? Read the note. You break the seal and roll the missives. The parchment is lettered in a clear hand, the language surprisingly clear and crisp for a tearsman. The party has received weeping whispers. Dostos, or whoever succeeds him, I came to Starlord with little. I didn't need for the fight, only these gloves, a trophy from a skirmish long past. Should I fall at a trapper's junction, please see to it that they return to me my sisters, Killian at my family homestead at Rivers, breaking Apex. Tell her to use them well, and that I wish I could have been there to deliver them myself. Thank you. How much further is this going, Verse? What are these gloves given to her sister? Clean off Rivers break. Did you say gloves? She swipes the leather package and tears open, revealing a pair of gloves of supply leather edged with a series of sharpened bronze blades. I've missed these. You know these gloves? They belong to one of my furies. Verse replaces the wrappings with care. So Urson had a sister for a sister then. There's a certain poetry in it, right? What are you talking about? Jesting what I think he's suggesting. We need to find this Claren. She must know something about who Eris ran with during the war, right? And who knows, maybe she'll turn out to be something in need of a good stabbing through the face. Smiles, her eyes glittering. If we go to River's Break, we're not going to in with weapons drawn or stud. It has been a while since we gave someone a good face stabbing. Keep it in your pants, Verse. You know you can't avenge yourself on a dead person, right? Killing your sister won't hurt us. It's been a while since we had a good face stabbing. Literally minutes. She grins. You proud of me? I'm proud of me. Come on, screw this place. She gestured towards the road. Fire inside. So basically, she's already dead, the one you want to kill. So we're going to take her sister out. Like normally, obviously in real life situations, that's the worst thing you could do because that person has done nothing wrong. It's the person who should be punished is of course the person who did it. If she's dead, you can't punish them, so the family's done nothing wrong. But since I'm playing an evil character, my guy just wants to kill people, so it gives him a reason to do it. Was that one just we gonna Trappist Junction? That canyon drizzles. Rivers break there. Let go. Rivers break. And give her the gloves and stab her in the face. And then after that we have to go back to the library. That must be her. Yep.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
You can't walk. The scent of baked bread and vegetable stew mingle in the air. Through the window you can make out the modest dwelling kept with the kind of order cleanliness one would expect of a disfavoured commandant. Dry grass protrudes hastily from the fur bar and the sun-bleached tunic. Hanging on this post, a glower painted on the blown sack. Head glares down over a rough grass beard. Bears a passing resemblance to a certain archon of secrets. An older woman tends to a small but very patch of farm. Plump gums and vegetables of vine and root vie for soil and light with a fig tree. Its branches dropping with what passes for abundance in tears. The farmer notices you approach and takes up her shovel as if it were a spear, favouring her left arm with a winch. Careful, stranger. I'm no easy mark, and have little worth your time or blood. A few errant strands of thick grey hair loosened from the band that tames the rest frame her deeply lined face. She may be old enough to be my mother, but she holds herself like a warrior trained. Drop the shovel and tell us where Tyranny is now. Who are you? I'm the woman who tilts this soil, mends these walls and protects them with her blood. I'm supposed to be here. You're the ones who should be announcing themselves. She points to the shovel edge at you. I like this old coot. Girl, this old coot has spilt skulls twice as thick as yours. Good hearing. Drop the shovel and tell us where Tyranny is now. Nice farm. Thank you for the kindness. We shared with my husband before he died. Not much to look at, but kept the family fed. The family's lips tighten. Compliments aren't answers, though. I ask again, what brings you here? Shovel and tell us where Tyranny is now. Clem was my youngest. She's the mum of the person. Why are you asking after her? She lowers the shovel slightly, her eyes widening slightly at the name. What? I mean, she's dead too. Seriously, I'll let the mum know. Sure, don't tell me we're too late. I'll have you keep a civil tongue in your head, girl. While you're on my land, she jabs her shovel in Versa's direction as if she could seal the Fury's mouth with it. I told you to put that down, remember? Sorry, madam. Versa blinks in surprise at her own words. What? Happened to Clem? Take it your daughter's dead. Okay? Yeah, I'm fine. What happened to Clem? I take your daughter's dead. Did you do something to my friend? Do something, so you mean? The corners of her mouth fall slightly. I said I'm fine, Bender. Versa hisses at you. She took me by surprise as well. Take your daughter's dead. She narrows her eyes, her fingers tight, protecting around the shovel. First things first, call me Issen, daughter of Aspirin, and this is my homestead, granted me by the Queen Varden Alton in honour of my service. She swings the shovel head to compromise the small plaster's house and the burning field. Put that stupid shovel down, seriously, it's annoying me. That's an introduction. You got one to match? She puts the shovel back. Then shoots at this void glare. Her face behind her turn of radiation. The blue eyes wide in recognition. What business could possibly bring the Queen Slayer to Riverbreak? If Clean's dead, that's going to make it hard to fulfill Ursa's dying wish. We came seeking Tyranny, but that seems a doom errand to Versa. I follow your lead, Versa. I'm sorry, Ursa. Ursa has died. Versa frowns down at her scarred hands, then glides away. Ursa, dear girl, dear stupid, blind, foolish, arrogant girl, sobbed Rex, her shrunken frame. How'd it happen? Then so, aiding and broken against the force of kerosene. Was a traitor, and we put her down like one. It's my fault. I raised those girls on the romance of war, on tales of bloodying the B-words, Tyranny and pushing back arson. How was I to know your armies would come in their lifetimes, that the gates of judgment wouldn't hold, or that you'd stride into the tears with a man of stone who could step clean over a curtain wall? Even girls like mine couldn't stand against Karas. There ain't been nothing like that northern shadow before, able to crush mountains and call earthquakes from a scrap of Velmum. There ain't no fighting that, I told them. They didn't listen. D-word them. Of all the D-word fool things I told them, the only thing they didn't hear was what mattered. She shuddered. Mercenary named Carson told us that Erson hunted people for sport, that she displaced their heads on spikes. Do you know about Carson? Told us that we need to know. Time for you to join daughter. Insert, she says. Mercenary out of Levin crossed him by the name of Carson, pointed us towards Erson. He panted painted her as a much more vicious killer than you have. Kara says, I ain't never heard of that. She paused to recognise flickering behind her wet eyes. Bald bearded man, skin the colour of bronze and thick as a beastman. I knew him by a different name. Right lazy B-word by reckoning. My reckoning, only thing he put much effort into was lying his way into meal and a thong of rings. So he did lie to us. Good job of killing him. What justice is there if a man like him lives while my ears have met the void? There's justice. It was slow and terrible, as it cracks her knuckles. Ah, then some comfort there. Do you know about Karasus? Said you trained your daughters in the arts of battle? Aye, their father were a good man, but more suited to farm work than war. She looked up sharply. If you're looking for someone to blame, I'll be that person. Of course. I trained them up, taught them the flags and javelin, and the spear and shield, and they used that knowledge against your precious arrogance and their armies. Hey, Elsa, maybe you'd like to shut the F up now with his lowest lip twists. What did you teach them about the Overlord? Use all the food yourself, or have you sold it to other people in the well? Overlord. That's there never been a graver threat to all terrorism than Karasus represents the worst of the powers of man or women. There's such an evil must be resisted at all costs, by any means necessary. What? That directly contradicts what you said before. I changed my tune in my older, softer years, but as they growed up, I poisoned them against Karasus as fully as if I carved it upon their hearts. Use this food. Anything else you want to tell us? So to the well. I sold some for rings and without Karasus' deeming license too. She wants to die. So you admit to violating Karasus' laws in front of a chronicle. Well, young lady, this is going in the permanent record. Hey, Jerick Voyer, you ever consider shutting your flapping gums? Versus rubs her brow. Anything else you want to tell me, Erissus? Naming a child for Karasus is a capital offence. Ain't it? I imagine naming a pig for Karasus ain't no better. Care to meet Karasus the over pig? He's around back. Wow. See what's happening here, don't you, Binder? She's trying to get herself killed. What's matter? There's no matter here. Binder, please tell me you're not going through with this. A life sentence left to her. To her grief, that's punishment enough. I find innocent guilty of forming dissent against the Overlord. The sentence is death. Verse carry out this execution. I find you're guilty of forming dissent among the Overlord. Prepared to meet your boy. Says your dance first. Pick the tune. Over to a verse. Inspiring leader. Really? Verse takes a step back, blinking rapidly, considering her options. Verse sheaves her weapon and nods. We came here because of Iris. She killed one of my sisters. I always thought I needed to avenge them to make it right because I failed them. But actually talking to you, it's cleared some stuff up. I guess what I'm saying is, I miss my sisters and you miss your daughters, and that's just the way of things. Nods numbly, turns and shuffles towards her squat farmhouse. Yeah, she get punished for what she's done. That one. Releases alongside, bends down and plucks a round red tomato from a vine. Her thumb slides across its skin, then presses lightly against it. Dipping the vegetable, she tosses it from hand to hand and turns to you. That was some uncharacteristic hesitation on your part. Clear or dead, what does that mean for your sisters?
I'm sure Whispers would have something clever to say about frustrated ambitions.
Verse shakes her head and chuckles darkly.
You ever have a friend who almost never speaks? But then, every once in a while, she slips in the perfect word at the perfect time, and it's the only thing you remember. That was Three Whispers.
Okay.
She was our wiry, flickering shadow with hair like crow's feathers. Preferred close-up work. That was her name, her 3 knives, and the sound of air from a punctured lung. It's hard to remember stories about her because she never drew attention.
Your representative let leave, and yet?
Her old favorite. That I remember. She'd trick a soldier into gutting his own comrade, then
nice.
open his throat while he was in shock. Beautiful move, and I saw her dance it a dozen times. Whispers knew her histories and letters, knew borders and houses and heraldry. Even knew a few sigils and kept us from bleeding out more than once.
To hand over her feathers.
Whispers and me, we were more than sisters sometimes.
Oh, you humped a bit, did you?
Not often, and nothing halting. But yeah, she read a body as easy as a scroll.
That's nice.
Was nice. Let's.
Better to tomato, a small bead of joy rolls down her chin.
Sorry, I can't.
Looks like we finished here. And it's time to end the episode, but what I will do quick before we end, we'll head back to the library, so next time I play again, because I'm going to stop playing after this episode for a bit. When I come back to play in a few weeks' time, I know what I'm doing. Or at least I know I need to do this part for any library. So as long as we don't get caught on the way, we'll get here and save, and that'll be it for today. And also next week, we'll be at the Burning Library for you, everyone. So with that being said, please like, please subscribe, and please share this video. Please have a great, wonderful time. And why is my window thing going around? Do not crash the game. Do not crash. Do not crash. Begging you. It's taking a long time to load. Why? Okay, it went away. I got worried it was going to crash though. That was weird. And we're back. Anyway, like I said, have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and like, I'll talk to you next week. And subscribe and share the video. Bye, Rob.